and Ioannis Epididis, who is racing that enlarged Mini Miglia. It's actually a bigger engined car. He's rented that for the weekend, come over from Greece. Had some problems actually with flights. Craig Edgecombe and Ken Welsh, Paul Simmons, and then Clive Dith, the former professional footballer. He's on row 3. Steve Whiteley and Owen Stitchcombe, Andrew Worsley and the O'Brien Williams Mini, Paul Spark and the Bankhurst Gaston car, Phil Manser, James Bowers-Coulson, Andrew Ruthven, Jonathan Hartrop and Joe Twine, well-known historic racer Anthony Towie. So that's the first 18 on the grid.
And you can see there the wide variety of cars that we have, including Mini 7s, which are the 1000cc versions of the race cars, the Mini Melias with the bigger engines, of course. And I actually spanned on it. Mini 7 here just a few years ago for Martin Haven, believe it or not, who squeezes himself into a racing Mini. Coming towards the start there.
The power of that number 50 car! Oh, wow! Well, it's got 350 or so horsepower. You know?
They were a bit coy about telling us how many horsepower. 300 and plenty, I was told by Martin Short when we had a look round it earlier on in the year, whilst it was inbuilt. Going through shot there, Paul Spark, the Hayes driver, in a more modest 1380cc Mini. Of course, the great thing about Minis, Andrew, is that they've been raced for so long. They are still so popular, provide brilliant racing in the 7s and the Melias and all the historic championships, and a really very cost-effective way to go racing.
Yeah, look at that little Miglia. Some people race these for 7 or 8 years, and they just get into mini racing. It's a very good club that runs it as well. And, well, this machine is absolutely phenomenal. Also want to see his brother's car, well, the one that he also races, because that's an original 1960 shell that car's built on.
Yeah, with the 7-port motor. Yeah, that's Clive, and he is in the 85 car. I'm sure we'll see a shot of that later on in the race. But there is the classic Mini shot. You can see some of these cars still running very, very slim tyres, and not the wide arch models that we're looking at there, which are the purpose-built racing shells. They have come from road cars. But still, that is the shot, isn't it, that absolutely says Mini racing to you.
Unfortunately, I haven't got Andy Hack with us racing this weekend, who leads the Mini Miglia Championship, I believe. And Andy runs the Caravan Medic outfit as the 23 car spins, and that's Thomas Seckel.
Cooper rest there. I'm also slightly surprised as Peter Baldwin is here, because I know he's racing Minis in other things, that he wasn't in this race. Multiple Mini champion. And
lucky too for Wizzo Williams, who was possibly, it says 2 races today, and when we saw drivers with 2 cars, they aren't going to change. One guy's driving one race and another guy's driving the race which is at the end of the day. Those people haven't told us quite who. But Barry Williams is meant to be out there.
Blue Mini in shot there is Ken Welsh in the Mini Cooper, going across the line, 3rd position. That he's just ahead of Edgecombe in the 25 car. There's that battle just coming through. And see, now that to me is a proper classic Mini. That is the 85 car. Oh, and we've had a shot in the 15 and 16 cars.
Yeah, that's Steve Trench there and Stephen Hooper. Trench
both Mini 7s.
Yeah, both Mini 7s. And they've raced together in the past.
Now, I'm not a suspension engineer, but the right front on that is not right, is it? And here's another battle for that 3rd position.
Lifting.
Love it, love it. And that's a great spot to watch down there as well. You can see right across the Vale from Club Corner, and there was a huge amount of spectators there yesterday. I spent a lot of time out there watching some of the early saloon car races, and here we are. It's like a scene from the Italian Job, heading up, and it is not uncommon to see these 2, 3 or 4 abreast, slightly flapping bonnet there for a more standard looking Mini. That's Trevor Seckel in the Cooper S. Oh dear, that is undignified, isn't it? Having the forklift to move the car.
Yeah, the JCBs go to work. Just as we see that, I did love that JCB diesel land speed record.
Diesel Max, 2 engines, 4-wheel drive, 2 gearboxes, and Andy Green taking the diesel world record.
Certainly no diesels here, though. So the Minis are racing, and the brand new V8 powered car is in the lead. and running away with it, we think. So we've got this fabulous 50 car. We're not seeing it at the moment, of course, because it is lapping. What's that lap time, John? I'm just seeing
2:12.7.
2:12. Everybody else is doing.
Gyrocopter. I see so many of those around. Very James Bond.
Doesn't look very safe to me.
Now here is the battle for third position. There's the leader.
Yep.
Now again, I will draw your attention, dear viewer, to just how little of that there is. Look how much taller the second place car of Yanis Epitidis.
Yeah.
Multiple Greek karting champion.
Yeah.
Who is loving his time over here.
Yeah, he's raced a Mini before at Spa, I think.
There's Edgecombe in third position. Now there are multiple classes here. Edgecombe actually leading his class.
Now who's leading the historics?
I think that's the 12 car, isn't it?
Yep.
Down in 13th position. There's Welsh dangling the wheel. Classic stuff. Great shot there of the inside wheel, way off the ground. Now, uncharacteristically for mini racing, if this was a Mini 7 or Amelia and 7 race, you'd be seeing them 3, 4 and 5 wide coming up the hill here. But because we've got such a wide variety of cars, it's not exactly the side-by-side racing that you're used to seeing in national racing.
Yeah, and this is not a round of their champs. This is a special race, which is named after Laurence Bloom, who was one of the organisers here with the rock concerts. Sadly passed away just a few weeks ago, so they've named the races after him.
Through goes the third place car again, Craig Edgecombe in the Amelia.
Whoa, look at this.
Oh, hello, 3. Now this is more, there we go. 1, 2, 3 abreast. And that is the very car we were talking about, leading the classic class, the Old English white car, the cream, sort of vanilla-y cream colour car, the 12 machine.
That's going well, isn't it?
It was quite interesting yesterday as well, the crowd reaction during the classic saloon car races. There it is, you see.
Yeah.
That's what everyone loves to see. Just throw it at the corner and deal with it at the exit.
And that's Ian Bankhurst, who's a well-known historic racer.
Yes.
He also races a Lola T70. I think this is a bit different.
Bit of a difference.
Races a Lotus Cortina. He's got Formula Junior, so he's got plenty of cars.
Hopthorpe going through there and taking a position as the cars come back with the hill. Now, it was quite interesting, as I said, to listen to the comments of the spectators on the bank side, because they're very much like the most standard-looking cars.
Yeah.
Now here's the Riley Elf. Now that's a shame, because you don't see too many of the Rileys running. This is the Tongan Winter Riley Elf. Mechanically, obviously, you can do exactly the same to the Riley Elf or the Wolseley Hornet, in fact, which was the other badge engineered car.
But you put more luggage in it.
Yeah, exactly right. Just didn't quite have the cachet, or doesn't now, of course, have the cachet of the Mini, although bizarrely at the time, when they were built as road cars, they were the upmarket versions with the wood dashboard and the leather interior and that little lit grille badge.
Yeah.
Which there is a chap round the corner to me who's got a beautiful maroon one with a white roof, and the little lit badge does still work. His is a Wolseley Hornet rather than a Riley Elf. Now here's another, looking at the 69 car here, this is another rather special Mini, because quite clearly that's one of the like the silhouette type cars that we used to see. And you remember the Wendy Wool saloons and things like that, Andrew?
Yeah, this is Joe Ramos driving that car from Chobham in Surrey. And
still just 1,000 cc, mind.
It's got a Yamaha engine in.
White engine, yes. Oh, and there's a problem. Welsh spinning out of a top 6 position in the 21 car. Ken Welsh has rotated. Did he get a little nudge here? Yes, he did. Got a big nudge.
It very nearly rolled.
And that was Clive Diath, who was right in the middle of that, literally as well as metaphorically.
Well,
foot on the throttle, get some. No, it's not going.
Clive might get a yellow card for that. You know, he used to play for Manchester City and then subsequently Peterborough. Had a long career as a professional and then semi-pro footballer. Went on to play for Cambridge City and Bury Town and finally Wisbech.
There is the 19. So that's the Whiteley. Oh, and there's some evidence of contact.